right, I've been meaning to make this video. I'm going to make it in the hopes to help somebody out here. If you have this message on your dash, 5 miles per hour max speed and 150 miles is what it says in the beginning. Service DEF System C dealer. So, your problem is your DEF injector, which is on your SCR, which is like the catalytic converter for diesel, is the DEF injector is plugged up and it needs to be cleaned. So the fix is to take a 10 mil, get under the truck, take the 2 bolts out to pull this injector off, and then you dip it and swish it around in warm water for about 10 seconds, and it gets all the crystallization off of it. And then you put it back in and drive a bit, and it should clear that. That is usually the issue on this limp mode. Another thing people do that works sometimes is this Rislone DEF emission system cleaner that you can get at the parts store. That works sometimes. Another thing people do is reset the codes with an OBD scanner like this one. You can get them at the parts store for 30 bucks. This is a little bit better one, but you reset the codes and that'll work sometimes. But if you have a 2022, I assume, or newer, which is what I have, nothing works to, let me rephrase that. My nuts on my DEF injector were too rusted to get them off. Could get the one off, could never get the second nut off. So therefore, what I had to do, and this is nowhere on the internet to do this, in order to get home, if you're really in a pinch and nothing works, even resetting the batteries, unhooking the batteries for 20 minutes and hooking them back up will bring this limp mode back up and restart it sometimes for people, so you can keep driving. But my truck would never let me do that. It never reset it. So what I had to do was trick the truck into not knowing it was moving. And the only way to do that is to unhook your wheel speed sensors. It's an 8mm in the back. They're right next to the rear axle, 2 8mm, one on each side. Unhook your wheel speed sensors, wrap them up in the brake lines so they're not dragging. And then for the front 2, if you can get under the truck and find where to unclip them the right way, that would be the way to do it. I was not able to get under the truck in the middle of the night with my neck and everything. So I took a pair of dikes and I cut the wheel speed sensors on the front. Not very smart, I know, but I wasn't going to be going into 5 mile per hour limp mode 300 miles from home. So now the truck has said 5 miles an hour limp mode and 11 miles for about the last 2,000 miles, and truck runs fine. So if you have to do that to get home, there you go. That's your fix. The best thing to do is get under the truck. It takes 5 minutes to take those 2 10mm bolts out to get your DEF injector out, clean it up with warm water, put it back in. That's usually always the problem. But if you are not able to get under the truck and do that, or if your nuts are too rusted and that you can't get those nuts off, you're going to have to take the whole piece off and get it out on a workbench to get it out and done the right way. So if you need to get home, get rid of those wheel speed sensors, 2 8mm bolts in the back, and unclip them in the front, or cut them with a pair of dikes like I did. Your speedometer is not going to work. Your ABS is not going to work. Your traction control is not going to work. But the truck runs and goes just fine. I use my GPS for my speed now until I can get it fixed the right way. So hopefully this wasn't too long or awful of a video. It's right about almost at 5 minutes. I I hope this helps somebody out and gets them not stranded. If I did help you and saved your ass, I'd like to hear it. Like, comment, subscribe, I guess they say. All right, y'all. Later.